Hey guys, just wanted to do a quick video. I'm not usually concerned in the way of like worried, or I do feel disturbed by a lot of things. Obviously, I feel disturbed. That's the word I use because I don't want to get into fear at all. In saying that, yesterday, as many of you know, our dear friend Michael, he had a diabetic episode. He's being treated. So I went to Medical City McKinney, and I'm saying that for a reason, to visit our friend. And we noticed a charter bus. Huge charter bus outside of the hospital. And so Carmen and I decide, and Jesse, my husband, decide we're going to go. There's a lady standing outside of the charter bus, and we're going to go and find out what's going on. Why there's a charter bus right outside of the main emergency part of the hospital. And we began talking to this lady. She was a nurse. She had scrubs on. She had a mask and all that. And I said, "Hey, how's it going? You know, what's going on? Like, your charter bus? What's all this about?" She said, "Oh, I'm from Wisconsin, and we're being bussed in." And I said, "What do you mean you're being bussed in?" She says, "Well, you know, there's a shortage of doctors and nurses. They're all leaving." I said, "Oh, okay, well, why do you think they're leaving?" And then I also said, and why do they need to bus you in? I mean, they still have nurses and doctors here. She said, "Well, no, because of the COVID surge." I said, "Okay." So I said, "How many beds are available for the COVID patients here?" Because last year they were saying things like, and I'm going to just rabbit trail for a second. Last year they would say things like the beds are full, but they were only dedicating 15% of hospital beds, all hospital beds, to COVID. Only 15%. So when they say they're all full, that could mean 20 beds, whatever it was according to the hospital's capacity, right? So 15%. So that's what I was trying to understand from this nurse as well, is how many beds are dedicated to COVID patients. She said, "Well, I don't know. I don't have that information." I said, "Okay." And then I said, "And why would there?" I said, "I thought most people are vaccinated, right?" She was like, "Yeah, I mean, most people are vaccinated, but, I mean," and I said, "Okay, so if they're all vaccinated, why is there a COVID surge?" And she started to step back a little bit. I said, "That's okay. She's like, she said, 'I can't say,' is what she said." And then I said, "Well, okay, back to the nurses and the doctors." I said, "Do you think that these nurses and doctors are leaving because they're being required to get a vaccine or lose their job?" And she goes, "Well, I don't know, but I do know that all these doctors and nurses are leaving." I said, "Well, are the hospitals requiring their employees to get vaccinated or, leave?" She said, "Yes, all of the hospitals are requiring their employees, their nurses and doctors, to be vaccinated." I said, "So where are you from? I mean, what hospital are you from?" And she says, "No, I'm with FEMA." Okay, guys, did you hear that? Disaster relief responders, nurses. I said, "You're with FEMA?" She said, "Yeah, all of the nurses that are on this charter bus, everybody from this charter bus, they're from FEMA." I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Who's the head of FEMA?" I'm playing dumb because I just want to get as much information as I can, because this is very, we had heard conspiracies, or maybe we'd heard things last year that FEMA could, become our, get into the hospitals or whatever. So again, I asked the question. So now I'm really, wanting something. So I said, "Hey, so is FEMA requiring you guys to be vaccinated? All the nurses and doctors from FEMA. She goes, oh, no, it's a choice. I said, I'm sorry, I'm confused. I said, you're going to do the same job in the same building with the same patients, treating the same illness as the doctors and the nurses who just were employed at this hospital and left because they were being required by their employer to be vaccinated. You're telling me that you're taking, FEMA nurses and doctors are taking these people's jobs, and FEMA is not required to take it. I said, I don't understand. What is going on? Okay, so now I really want to make it clear, you guys. I'm just going to say it. The Obama administration, back in 2008, created what? A socialized healthcare system, Obamacare. We are now seeing the effects of it. When FEMA comes in, which is a governmental program, they've defunded our hospitals with the doctors and the nurses, requiring them, those hospitals have literally decided their employees need to get vaxxed or they can leave. But it's not about that. It has nothing to do with that. This is a government takeover of our hospital. And if we don't stop this, you guys, you know what's going to happen? Exactly. The police, the defunding the police, all of the Democratic policies that we really don't want, even really the Democrats don't want. This is very concerning. Like I said before, I don't get fearful. I do get disturbed, though. This was very disturbing to have this conversation with this nurse from FEMA telling me that she is not required to get a vaccine, but she's going to work in the same building, doing the same job, treating the same illness, treating the same patients. And all of our good doctors and nurses around us in our communities are no longer fit for the job because they're not getting vaccinated. What the hell kind of double standard is this? It's not. Again, it's not even about it. And we knew this. We knew it wasn't about this. We were kind of like, what's going on, right? And we could put the pieces in the places and say, yes, this is happening, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. But we didn't put the piece together that it is socialized medicine that is taking over our hospitals. What are we going to do about this, guys? We need to band together, you guys. I mean, we are fighting as hard as we can on every single front. And thank you, freedom fighters, for doing everything you can. This FEMA worker, again, she was nice. I mean, she's a person, obviously, from Wisconsin. Spends about a week here in McKinney, and then she will fly out, and they rotate, and they go to different hospitals around our communities. Again, this is serious, you guys. So, if they defund our police, if they get their way with the hospitals, they're going to keep going, right? Because that's what they always do. It was 14 days. I'll just quote Reagan here. Anytime the government says, or a federal agency says, we're doing something temporarily, it's the closest thing to eternity that you can get on the planet. Nothing is ever temporary with the government's oversight or their regulations or their mandates. It's lockstepping us. They are lockstepping it, meaning they give us a mandate, and then once our freedoms are taken, they loosen up the reins. And then they do another mandate that takes away more freedoms, but they keep the other mandate in place. So they added two and still take freedoms, and then they loosen up again. And then they're going to keep the two mandates and then add another one. And once the restrictions are all in place, you guys, once everybody complies, because apparently there's a lot of people complying. I was very confident, I will say this, I was very confident before having this conversation with this FEMA worker that we're winning. And I don't want to spread doom and gloom because I don't know what's going to happen. But all I got to tell you is we have to fight hard. We are not going to let them turn us into Venezuela or Australia. That's the closest to my heart right now. I have friends over there. Patriots, just get ready. And stand strong like you are. You are, and I'm so happy to be a part of all of these movements and all the progress that we're making. But this is what's happening. And we got to wake some more people up. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and figure out how I can dig some research and do some more, connect some more people, and we're gonna have the COVID symposium. Just a little shout out here, COVID symposium on Saturday, October 9th. And if you don't know about that, then go to North Texas Conservative Events, I believe it is, or Conservative Events of North Texas. Conservative Events of North Texas, I think it is. And you can find some information there about all the events that are happening. I'll be at the COVID symposium. I know Samuel Hall will be there as well. This really isn't about a advertisement. It's just we've got to get this out to the frontline doctors. If they don't really I don't know how many people know about this. I really don't know how many doctors know about this. I'm not saying I'm smarter. I just happen to be in the right place at the right place at the right time to get this information straight from a FEMA worker. But more on this later. Okay, you guys, we'll stand strong and we're going to fight together. I love you guys, and we'll talk soon. Have a good day. Bye.